Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us for this month's Parent Cafe. I hope you all are ready. We have someone who is so amazing and so dear to me here with us today. Today, we have the honor of having Miss Laurie Cook, who is the executive director for Rise Augusta and has over 30 years of experience in the nonprofit sector. She is an accomplished manager of resources and people who leads with passion and energy. Laurie's belief in the potential of all children to be successful drives her efforts to help them prepare and thrive despite the hardships of struggling homes. Known for her leadership roles at Easter Seals, East Georgia, and Junior Achievement before joining Rise Augusta, Laurie is a lifelong volunteer in her community and actively connects and works with area businesses, organizations, and volunteers to support and invest in community. Listen, today I hope y'all are ready because here is none other than Miss Laurie Cook.
Wow, I feel important. Thank you.
Because you are.
Well, I'm so glad to be here.
And I'm so happy to have you. So
Well,
happy to have you. So tell me, what is going on with Rise Augusta? What is Rise Augusta?
well, Brides Augusta, for the most part, we serve in community schools and several high need schools in Richmond County. And we actually have tutors that we place in the schools, primarily elementary, and they work with children that are behind in grade level reading. In some of our poorer schools, the children do not read on grade level. They start school behind their peers, and without intervention, they don't catch up. So that's our goal is to catch them up with grade level reading so that they can be successful in school. Um, Another thing that we do, though, is say you have a child that needs clothes or the family may need some food to get by. We'll also provide those services because our goal is to keep the child in school, keep the child happy, comfortable, and able to learn. We also are very supportive of our teachers. They've got a huge task. And so we try to support them and help them where they need it. And we try to bring outside resources into schools. We do a lot of reading events like Read for the Record and Read Across America. And we bring local businesses. We get volunteers and they read stories and present books to the children, that sort of thing. We also do free book fairs at all of our schools. This year we will give away over 35,000 books. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because we want children reading.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's our footprint in Richmond County schools. And then we're located at the hub on Chaffee Avenue downtown, well, in the Harrisburg community, right off Walton Way. And there we offer after school tutoring. And we've got tutoring starting on June 10th going through July 18th. And that is if you have a child between the ages of 5 and 10 that's struggling in school with reading, give us a call. We'd be happy to see them and help them get caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. A whole bunch of amazing points that was made. How important is it for kids to be able to read on grade level?
It's very important. People may not realize this, but a child learns how to read and needs to learn how to read by the end of third grade. Because in fourth grade, the way that schools work, the way education works, if they don't know how to read, they can't do their schoolwork. And so that's when children start really getting behind. They start failing. And once that child thinks that they're dumb, they can't learn, that sort of thing, they start checking out of school. And that's when you start seeing a lot of really bad behavior, children who just don't want to go to school for any reason. It's just really important. One of the things, I think the statistic is 94% of the kids that are in the juvenile justice system cannot read or do not read well.
Wow.
So is reading important? You bet it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then 70% of the people who live in poverty homes don't read or don't read well. So poverty and low literacy is really,
they play hand in hand
they do.
with one another. And also, like you said, behavior, the juvenile justice, that's a very high percentage. And you do, when you think about it, the behaviors, because yeah, if I'm sitting at my desk and the teacher is giving an assignment, okay, y'all read these paragraphs and answer the questions, and I don't know what this is saying, so I don't know what this is saying, so I can't do my work. So I'm just going to distract everybody around me. And now it's become a behavior issue,
Right.
when in actuality, I just don't know what this paper says. But, sometimes kids go through a shame phase,
They
and
do.
they don't want to ask, or they don't want to, seem like they don't know, because one of their friends may be a good reader. So
That's
they
right.
don't want to say in front of their friend that they don't know how to read. They don't know a word or whatever. And so that is, so the tutoring within the schools, is that something that the parents have to sign up for, or is it just available to all of the students?
The way the tutoring works in the school system, the teachers actually refer the kids to
Mm,
us. For the most part, we're not working with children with learning disabilities. So
okay.
we're working with children that, for whatever reason, just aren't reading on grade levels. So the teachers, the principals, the counselors, they refer the children. And pretty much at every school that we serve about 125 students, and we don't just serve them one time. When they come with us, they're with us for the whole year.
Okay.
And we tutor twice a week for about 45 to 50 minutes at a session. And then some kids that are really far behind, we'll see them 3 or 4 times in a
Yeah.
given week.
Okay. And yes, and I'm just gonna slide this in, because I have a standing relationship with Miss Laurie. I actually worked
Yes.
as a tutor with Miss Laurie in a school, and it was such a fulfilling position to be in, because yes, we get these kids at the beginning of the year, and they may be on one reading level, but by the middle and by the end of the year, they have progressed so much. And then you get to make it fun, especially when you come in as a tutor
Yep.
and not an actual teacher in the classroom. Like, you get a little bit more leeway, and you
Yeah.
can make the learning experiences so much more fun and engaging. And it was so fulfilling to serve in that position,
Yeah.
as a tutor for that stint that I was there. And yeah, so it was amazing, and to see the growth in their eyes, and knowing where they came from to where they are, the kids themselves,
Right.
they walk around with a little badge of honor, because now I did not know that word, now I know all of these words.
Right. I mean, there's stories that'll break your heart. We do free book fairs as well at the schools that we're at. And we had a little girl, and she was in one of our programs, and she was agonizing. She could pick out 4 books to keep, and she was agonizing over the books. And our volunteer went up and asked, can I help you? What's wrong? And she said, well, I got to get books that I know I can read. And we said, well, you can get a harder book. Just ask your mom if there's a word you don't
Mm,
understand. And she said, oh, you don't understand. I have to read my mama's bills every month to her. And so I got to make sure I can read every book, every word in my book.
mm.
And so children, there's all kinds of different situations. And,
Right.
there's a lot of parents who don't feel like they can engage their child. They're embarrassed because they can't read well.
Right.
Just talk to your child then. Make up stories. Just relate with your child and let them know that you're interested in their day and what they're doing.
Right, because reading is language.
That's
And
right.
so, like you said, just have a conversation, even if you're not the best reader.
Yeah.
Having that conversation, that consistent engagement from when they're babies.
That's right.
From when they are babies, having that consistent conversation, that eye contact, that conversation, the
Hmm.
communication, you are helping them build on words. Even if it's words that you can't spot out yourself, you can still say, you can say words. And it's just so important. It's so important. And so with that, is there any, I know we're talking about the kids and
Yep.
but is there any adult literacy things that you know of
Oh, yes.
that could help benefit those parents that, that can't read or just is not as proficient as they would like to be?
Okay. Again, a free service and located at the Hub. The Hub is on Chaffee Avenue, kind of where the old Kroger was on 15th Street, but behind that.
Hmm.
The Paulette Harris Literacy Center is also located in the Hub,
Okay.
and they work with kids probably 12 years old all the way through adults. And they also partner with Augusta Tech for GED classes. So they do
Yeah.
adult literacy, and usually with the adults, you're not out in a group. They have separate rooms, and
Okay.
they even have book clubs so that you can read a book together
Yeah.
and then discuss it. They try to make it fun and engaging. They they do poetry, which is Poetry Matters. There's several
Yeah.
people in the community that are, um, let's see, spoken word.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and they come in and engage. So
Okay.
those are free resources, and I would encourage you to, to take advantage of them.
Hmm. Yeah. So it honestly sounds like the hub
Yes,
is the place to be.
yes, yes, definitely.
For all things, for the kids, for the adults, because I think that is super important as well. Like they, GED classes,
Yep,
so our kids can see that, yes, I may not have gotten the things that I needed when I was your age, when I was 7 or 8, but it's never too late to pursue the things
yeah,
in which makes me, in which can make you better. And
that's right.
so for them to go to see their parent going back to school to get their GED so they can get their high school diploma, that may be the boost that that little person needs to be
That's
like,
right.
I need to do, because if mommy or daddy is doing it, let me try hard so I can,
Yeah,
so
you're
they can,
exactly right.
yeah, so they can be proud of me, and we're both proud of each other.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
At at the Paulette Harris Literacy Center. It used to be AU Literacy, so I stumble around a little bit. But they also have a digital literacy class. So if you're an adult and you're struggling with how to use the internet, where to go, what resources, that kind of thing, they can help you with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, because the way of the world now, everything is digital technology, technology, technology. So we have to be up on the technology, and our littles can help us.
that's right. That's right. That, but that does bring up a point. We've got a real problem. A lot of parents, um, meaning well, they give their child their phone or their iPad or whatever, and just tell them play a game, and they think by playing the games they're getting smart. That's not necessarily the case.
Right.
They really need that human interaction. They really need to read. They need to speak, because playing a game, um, it utilizes a whole different part of your brain than reading out loud. And another thing, when you're trying to teach your child how to read, you also need to be trying to teach them how to write.
Mm-hmm.
Writing is so important, and it cements the letters in their mind and the way our language works.
Right.
Um, there's been studies, children who do not read well, a lot of them can't hold their pencil or crayons correctly. It's
Hmm.
really important to do that handwriting, coloring pages
Right.
is just huge.
Yeah, yeah. And just like you said, with the as far as the technology, putting that phone and that iPad or whatever it is in their hands, because as we can see, like with our teenagers or our young adults, that communication piece is lost.
It is.
It is lost. And so now I see it's a lot of retraining of our younger people that we have to do, because when you go to a job, you have to talk.
Yeah,
You have to talk. You have to interview. They're not, your boss don't want you to text them your responses to the interview questions. You are going to have the language in
that's right.
order to talk, and talk in a presentable manner.
That's right.
Not like and open up your mouth, say
That's right.
something so we can understand what you're talking about. But that is so important. And I'm glad that you said that, because I think a lot of people really don't realize that um, communication is lost
It is
when
lost.
we just put that phone or that iPad in their hands. Because who are they communicating to? Who are they talking back to? Yes, they're playing a game and they may be very well proficient playing that game, but who are they having that communication, that back and forth dialogue with?
That's right.
Yeah.
And when you use technology, you usually are using shortcuts. So,
Mm-hmm.
instead of saying, oh my God, you say OMG and things like that. But it's so important. I used to think it was because I was older and I was used to people talking differently.
Mm-hmm.
But just think of the young people maybe that are working at the Burger King or um, McDonald's or whatever. A lot of them have forgotten how to say, "Can I help you?"
Mm-hmm.
and "Thank you. Here's your order." You know,
Or
it's
even just hi.
yeah,
Hi.
it's
Good morning.
and they don't necessarily mean to be rude. They just don't understand the point.
Right.
And
Right.
so you, as the customer, are upset because they can't even show you common courtesy. They
Mm-hmm.
may not realize they're not being courteous.
Right, right. And that's why I say it's a lot of retraining
It is.
of our young adults, because they're only going to be kids for so long
Yeah.
until we have to release them out into the world, to the job force, the workforce. And
Uh,
and we gotta make sure that they can thrive.
that's
We
right.
gotta make sure that we're doing the things in which is necessary to make sure. And even if we don't know how to do it, because
That's
I
right.
don't know, I'm a parent. I have a 14-year-old daughter. I have an 8-month-old son. Now,
Oh, congratulations.
we'll talk offline. but,
That's wonderful.
but yes, and so just trying to teach her those basic courteous. When you walk in a space, say good morning, say good afternoon, say hello,
Yep.
speak to somebody, and then open up your mouth so people can understand you.
Right.
But when they're just used to texting,
That's
they'll be
right.
in the room with their friends and they're texting each other like, how y'all spending time with each other? But we had fun. Oh, and y'all was just sitting in the room texting each other. So it's things like that that we really have to take heed to. And again, if we don't know how to, it's resources out here,
Right.
it's people out here, it's organizations out here that can help us come alongside of us to help us be better and teach us, our kids, those who are we are in connection with, on just how to be
Hmm.
better.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's
yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah, something I said offline. We was talking. Everybody needs some fixing. Everybody needs some
Everybody
fixing.
needs fixing.
Yes,
Yes.
everybody needs. It's something. You're not walking around together. Got the whole thing together, the whole package. Everybody needs some type of assistance with something.
Yeah. I always remember I was an honor student in school, and then I hit high school.
Hmm.
And so I'm still an honor student, and everybody thinks you know everything. Well, I got to geometry and I missed a lot of school. I missed about 30 days of school and I got behind. I could not admit to anybody
Hmm.
that I didn't know how to do geometry.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
I'm still not good at geometry, but I finally learned how to do it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't when I was in college. But
Right.
yeah, I couldn't admit to my
You couldn't
goodness.
admit it. You couldn't admit it.
Yeah, which
And
is silly.
yeah, because it's people out there
That could help me.
that can help it. Could help you, because there's somebody out there that's good at it, and
That's
that
right.
could help you be good at it too.
That's
And
right.
so yeah, and so that is awesome, all awesome things. And so tell me, what are some things that you have coming up with Rise Augusta?
Okay, well, there's something coming up June 1st that I think everybody will be interested in. United Way, the Augusta Richmond County Library, Rise Augusta, and the Paulette Harris Literacy Center. We're putting on a book bash at Pendleton King Park. So there'll be free books, there'll be free food, there'll be games, there'll be entertainment, and everybody's welcome to attend.
Yes.
And I
Okay.
think it's going to start at in the morning about 11 o'clock and go to about 3.
Okay. Awesome. And it's a free event.
Free event, and you can get as many books as you want.
Okay.
And yeah,
So
it'll be
this is
fun.
part of your 35,000 that
Yes,
you were talking about. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But so there in the books, there'll be a lot of new books. There'll be some older books, gently used books is what we
Mm-hmm.
say, gently loved.
Yes.
So that's going on June 1st. If you have a child between the ages of 5 and 10, starting June 10th, we'll be doing summer tutoring at the hub from the hours of 2 to 6, Monday through Thursday. Now you have to call and get on the list and get registered for your child to come. But it's a completely free service. We'll assess your child where they're at and then start working with them. Our goal is always to get them on grade level reading. So if you'll call, you can go to our website, which is riseaugusta.org, or you can call 706 550 7716, and we'll get you connected.
Okay.
Let's see, what else do we have?
What
Ah,
else?
ah. Now, one thing that educators talk a lot about, and this is something that all parents can do with their children, is called the summer slide. So
Mm.
school's out and the kids sleep in and they watch lots of TV and hang out with their friends, but they don't do anything to keep their brain cells functioning very well.
Right.
So there's things that you can do. You can have your child create a journal. Maybe you journal with them. Just talk about your day
Yeah.
and have. One of the things that I did with my granddaughter that ended up being a lot of fun. We I started out with a sentence that it was a beautiful day
Mhm.
and the trees were green, and then she had to come up with something
Oh,
to add to it. And then my husband had to, and then her mom had to, until
yeah.
at the end of the summer we had a story, and it was lots of fun.
Oh, now that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
And
beautiful.
so everybody took it in a different direction and then kind of brought it back.
Yeah.
There's things that young parents, well, parents of young children can do. Play bubbles with your child, blow bubbles, and then have them count how many bubbles there are. Have them pop 3 bubbles, have them
Right.
pop 5 bubbles. You're teaching them how to count.
Mhm.
When you're going down the road, play I Spy. What color's that car? What color's that wagon? What color's
Mhm.
the grass? And it teaches them colors. Play rhyming games. I can't really remember. One that we used to play all the time was like, my name's Laurie. So Laurie, Laurie, Bobori, Banana
Uh-huh.
Fana, Bofori, Fee
Yeah.
Fi Fo Mori, Laurie. And you can do that with any name, anything. And it
Right.
teaches your child how to rhyme and how those words fit together.
Yeah.
And so just little fun things like that.
Right. Right. And I
Um,
think that's so important.
Yeah, and people can go to something called thebasics.org.
Mhm.
And Richmond County 2 years ago launched a program called The Basics. And what it is, it's for parents of those little ones that maybe they're not in school yet, but they still have to be prepared to go to school. If your child doesn't know their ABCs, they can't count to 10, and they're not potty trained, things like that, they're already behind their peers when you start them in school. So
Mhm.
it's very, very helpful if you'll read to your child, teach them their ABCs, count with them, play little games with them, do flashcards with them. All of that helps so much to get them prepared for school.
Yes, it does. And like you said, all of that is important because it all starts at home.
It does.
Just like we practice here, parents are our first teachers.
That's right.
Yes, parents is our first teachers. And so yes, and I'm so excited
Thank you.
for all the great things that you're doing, the great things that you have coming up. Um it was so good to connect with you again. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Um and was there anything else
Well,
that you could think of?
yeah, there's actually 2 things.
Okay.
I believe that it's going to be Saturday, July 13th. We'll have a back to school event
Mm.
at the hub. Last year, we gave away over 940 book bags
Okay.
stuffed with school supplies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that date is going to be July 13th. And
Okay.
again, it's free.
Yeah.
There'll be other activities going on. Another thing at the hub, every Thursday, starting at 4 in the afternoon, there is a farmer's market. Now, the farmer's market's not free. You have to pay for the produce or fruits
Okay.
and things that you get, but it's fresh fruit.
It's fresh fruit.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we in the Harrisburg downtown area, it's a food desert. There's not
Mm-hmm.
any real grocery stores within walking
Right,
distance.
right.
So it's a great place to connect with local farmers and get fresh produce.
Yeah.
And what else? We're also going to have a summer camp that'll start in June, but we're still getting all the details together. That'll be in conjunction with Jesse Norman School of the Arts.
Okay, okay.
And so it'll have a literacy focus, but there'll be an actual little production. It's a
Okay.
2-week camp.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, cool. And but all of that stuff will be able to be found on your website.
Right,
Correct.
and it's free.
And it's free.
Yes.
Okay, you just give them your website one more time.
Okay, it's www.rise, R-I-S-E, Augusta spelled out, .org.
Okay. Well, listen, y'all. Thank y'all for taking the time out to join us today for this month's Parent Cafe. I hope you were able to learn some very valuable information, that you got to know more about Rise Augusta and the impact that they're having right here in our own community. Please take advantage of the programming that they have out there. Please, 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 our little ones need these tools in order for them to
Yeah,
be successful throughout the school year, but not only that, throughout life.
yeah.
Okay, and even for our adults, please take advantage of those things that we have to offer you as well. Well, I'm not going to keep you from your lunch break too much longer. Y'all have a great day, and until next month, I'll see y'all later. Thank y'all for tuning
Thank you.
in.
Thank you.